The Persian Empire, also known as the Achaemenid Empire, lasted from approximately 559 BCE to 331 BCE. At its height, it encompassed the areas of modern-day Iran, Egypt, Turkey, and parts of Afghanistan and Pakistan. The Persian Empire emerged under the leadership of Cyrus II, who conquered the neighboring Median Empire ruled by his grandfather. From then on, Cyrus was called the Shah or King of Persia. The conquest of Babylon under the rule of King Cyrus was predicted in the Old Testament by the prophet Daniel, also known as Hazrat Daniel, peace be upon him. Persia became the superpower of the ancient world, and Cyrus was hailed as a modern leader, an idea promoted by the Greek historian Xenophon in his book Cyropedia. Many modern-day Muslims also happen to believe that Cyrus is actually Zulqarnain, who is mentioned in the Quran. He was known to be a kind and fair leader, and one of his first acts after conquering Babylon was to release Jewish prisoners and allow them to return to Jerusalem. Cyrus was unlike other emperors because he showed mercy toward the cities and kingdoms he conquered. He was known to spare the life of a defeated king so that the king could guide him in successfully ruling over the captive subjects. He also practiced religious and cultural tolerance towards conquered people. As such, Persia was the first empire known to have acknowledged the different faiths, languages, and political organizations of its subjects. This tolerance for the cultures under Persian control carried over into administration. In the lands which they conquered, the Persians continued to use indigenous languages and administrative structures, and social hierarchy was informed by religious belief, with the king at the top and all others following after, since the king was considered to have been divinely appointed. When a king was deposed, he was thought to have lost favor of God. As long as he ruled, however, he was supported by the social hierarchy which ran from top to bottom. The king and the royal family were at the top, followed by the priests, also known as magi, then the nobles, which included the aristocrats, the military commanders and elite forces, then the merchants, the artisans and craftspeople, the peasants, and finally the slaves. Within each class, there were also hierarchies. After the king came the king's mother, and then the queen, followed by the king's sons, then the daughters, the brothers and sisters, with other relatives coming last. In the priestly class, there was a high priest and then the lesser priest, and the same paradigm applied all the way down to the slaves, as there were some slaves who supervised others. Men and women often worked the same jobs, and women were highly respected. Women served as supervisors, and especially skilled and powerful women held the title of Arashara, also known as the Great Chief. Female artisans and craftspeople often supervised shops, creating goods not only for daily use but for trade. They were paid the same as their male counterparts, as evidenced by statements showing the same rations of grain and wine for female and male workers. Pregnant women and those who had recently given birth received higher pay, and if a woman gave birth to a son, she was rewarded, as was the attending physician, with extra rations for a month. But this is the only discrepancy in pay between the sexes. Women could own land, conduct business, and there is even evidence that women served in the military. Many people think of Persia as synonymous with Islam, though Islam only became the dominant religion in the Persian Empire after the Arab conquests of the 7th century. The first Persian Empire was shaped by a different religion, Zoroastrianism, named after the Persian prophet Zoroaster, also known as Zarathustra. It is one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions and is still practiced today as a minority religion in parts of Iran and India. The Persian civilization contributed to some artistic inventions, including the board games, backgammon, and chess, although the Persian origin of chess has been repeatedly challenged. They also invented the musical instrument known as the tar and the sestar, precursors of the modern-day guitar, and developed the art of mime because mimes could tell a story in any of the subject nations without worrying about any language barriers, which makes it such a beautiful concept. The Persian Empire entered a period of decline after a failed invasion of Greece by Xerxes I in 480 BC. The costly defense of Persia's lands depleted the empire's funds, leading to heavier taxation among Persia's subjects. The Achaemenid dynasty finally fell to the invading armies of Alexander the Great of Macedon in 330 BC. Subsequent rulers sought to restore the Persian Empire to its Achaemenian boundaries, though the empire never quite regained the enormous size it had achieved under Cyrus the Great. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. You can also turn on notifications by clicking on the bell icon. Thank you for your time and stay tuned for more such related content.